for reading and have a good day.
Nibs. Thank you so much. No, that's fine. Thank you. Anyway,
After last night, tables late night. Quarter to 12. Started at 7:30, maybe.
well, we didn't want to go on the 3 tables.
7:30 from quarter to 12. 3 hours. 4 and a quarter.
Decided to come in, decided
What is this supposed to be a pasta game?
Yeah. Apart from the ladies. Ah, sorry. Yeah, no, it's just yeah, just speaking to Jamie. We probably won't have
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah.
I don't know if it's just so that's one year. And if you get a chance, maybe we'll get on the speaker and let them ask. bus, if they, some of the bus, if they go out and set up, so there's going to be a women as well as a men's morning.
Depends how many women there are.
Yeah.
I just thought I'll just tip the red over the hole, swing the white round so that I've got an red to come back to.
You took the black over the hole, what the usual red?
Brain's going to have a window with this one.
would be unsportsmanlike. Exactly the same thing. I think, well, I should just stay up all night and then just keep going.
They're the ones that sleep there.
Yeah, there.
Come on, Nibbler.
Only 43.
Well, I could take it about 10, 15 years old, I think. No offense.
Look at that must be Justin about making 62 then. So you look 40 instead of 60.
Once you run a jet like this, I've dyed my hair twice. Why the purple in there? Purple.
Put a bit of green yellow in there. Match your shirt.
Come on, Dick.
Shut.
Nice digger.
I'm getting ready to sell people stories about you.
I'm pleased there is
Very delicate.
Yeah, give me 1 hour.
Hello, my lovely, that's it. Hello, my lovely.
I'm going to get a t-shirt now. Yes, I'm Australian. Yes, I like the top stuff.
That t-shirt.
Oh, no, I'm going to get it made up. And then underneath it is yes by you.
Lady boy.
Come on, Nib. Come on, Nibbler.
If I grab a lady for the boy, I have no shame.
Oh my god. This is brilliant.
I've got to fucking put up with this legend.
We'll walk around and not with their 3 hours.
Leave him alone
Fuck you, Frederick.
Leave him alone now. This
I told you a fucking million times. It's been an hour.
Come on, Dick.
Yeah, I know. Completely, I know.
Thanks. Fucking.
I was going to bring it up to us. So clearly. I want to message you, mate. You know what you've done? Fire him up. Oh, got a kick.
Oh, I thought you might have. Well, that vibe, no, obviously. I wasn't happy I'd call it at the time, but later.
Sorry? 3-2. Yeah, sorry, mate. Wasn't
going to do now, he's probably going to take ball in hand and then plant his yellow onto the red, get that out of the way, and then hopefully clean up. Still got the black, it's going to be a little bit of a problem. Yeah, so that's what Phil's looking at. So he's going to request ball in hand. Yes. Let's see if I'm right. For the first time for a while. Not quite sure what he's looking at here. That's why you don't want to like to predict. Should have Jamie here. He predicts everything. So that yellow on the left-hand rail must go down inside the red there. That's what he's looking at. Oh, yep, he's going for the skill shot. Oh, and he's missed the skill shot, so his options have just changed a fair bit, unless, as I said, unless he can get that down on the inside there. Meanwhile, on the other table, Pommy's snooking on the red. And he's got out of it, but unfortunately he's given Mark anything he wants on the table. So is Stubbs going to play the face cut double here? Hopefully he lands on the other red. Or, yeah, it looks like he's looking at that. Woody's played a sensational shot to take that yellow there, so he should bring this back to 4-3. So there you go. Woody's just cleaned up on that to take that, take the score back to 4-3. So for the week, we have in teams-wise, we have 20 open teams, constituting 99% men, and there's one lady that's filling a spot in New South Wales. And I've actually seen her take some good scalps. Stubbsy trying for the snooker there, but it hasn't quite come off. We have 9 late, so the men's are actually broken up into 2 groups of 10, and so they play each other once. No, Woody got that one, so it's 4-3. Yep, they're just taking a break there. So you're just catching Kenny up here on the scoreboard. Yeah, so where was I? So there's there's 2 groups of 10. So they play each other once. Monday was a big day. They played 4 rounds there, and then they're playing the other 5 rounds over the last few days. Finish of the home and away is this afternoon for the men. And then it's pretty much singles. There's a Scotch doubles on tonight. And then tomorrow is the business end of the deal, where they all go rampaging in finals. And the finals opportunity is very good this year, particularly with the men, because the top 2 actually go through to the last 16. No, the last 8. And then 3 through to 6 from each group will play off to get through to the quarters to play against the top 4 sides. So you could finish 4th or 5th or 6th in your group and still have a chance to be there at the business end of the series. Well, Phil's really tying Stubbsy up here. He's not letting him, not giving him a free hand or anything like that to go out. And Stubbsy's made some big outs so far the tournament. All results are on Pool Stat, so if you go into Pool Stat, into the home page and then into Victoria, and then pick up the Australian Blackball International Federation link, click on that, and then it'll bring up all of the results so far. There's about 6 there, so it covers all of the teams and then all the singles. So just click on the links. If you do click on the team pages, then click on the state, and then it'll actually give you the players, their results, and then there's also the player stats there as well. That's correct, yep. So the scores are up to date. Phil's just made a massive cut up onto the right top, and it's gone in, but he's unfortunately dropped the white. That was a huge cut. So Wayne's extracting the 8, the black out, getting that out into the over the pocket. So then he should be able to run these 2 through. 2 options here. He runs the white through off this red into the centre, and then red to the bottom right hand corner. Get around a couple of balls and it should be an easy black, or he screws it back and takes it into the bottom left. Oh, and he's overdone it. He's making life a little bit difficult for himself. And Pommy's just played a lovely red off the cushion off the yellow to open some things up. Yep, there's always that danger. He probably should have taken the run through there. What do you reckon, Kenny? You would have done that? He had a ball into the middle and then to come back down there. Yeah. So, probably just the run of the table that he wasn't quite used to. It's his first frame this morning, and I don't know whether he's had much of a hit. This is Stubbsy. But he's certainly let Phil back in. It's just a matter of which way he goes, whether he's looking at one in the centre or is that one on the left hand in the middle down inside the red. Hopefully he might, if he makes it, he should be open and go. If he doesn't, at least he'll close the bag up. And he's played that beautifully and pretty much killed the red as well. So if he just runs this yellow up inside the black, wants to tease with Stubbsy, or if he goes for it. Just seeing a couple of Victorians there, Peter Nona and Vinny Barbudo. Pete, who won? Who won? Okay, so a couple of Victorians have just come off the table, Vinny Barbudo and Peter Nona. Apparently Vinny's showed no respect to Pete, cleaned him up totally. Stubbsy is having trouble finishing this frame off. And Woody coming out of a snooker, does it well. Nothing potable for Pommy there. Just a pretty awkward bridge over the top. Phil makes that, and now he's got a fairly delicate shot to play with these 2 yellows left. Looking at the one on balk, if he's going to try and put that inside the black. Oh, yep, just come up with a very nice little snooker there. Still not too bad for Subsy. You can make contact here, and Phil really doesn't have anywhere to go without exposing the black, unless he can get something back. But Stubbsy's probably not in too bad a position here. He's looking to come up from behind it by the looks of things. Yep. Off the side, off the bottom cushion, and maybe kiss the red on the bottom. And as you can see from there, Chungy's hasn't got an attractive top of his head. Let's watch this. Oh no, he's missed it. So what does Phil do here? Take ball in hand. Yellow closest to the black. Play into the top right. Run the other one down the table, and then he's sitting on the black.
Good morning, Annie. So how are you?
G'day, Long. I'm good, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. So how's the tournament been for you?
The tournament?
Yeah.
I'm just looking after all of my Victorian people, so I haven't picked up a cue in anger yet, so I can't get over what Phil's just done there. He had an opportunity to really put Stubbsy to the sword, and he's not taking it.
Well, that was a good attempt there by Stubbsy to get out of the snooker.
It was, yeah. So it's just a matter of what Phil's going to do here now. He's literally killed the black. I don't know whether he's woken up yet or not.
Well, Phil Morden stays with myself and Kenny Nichols, so we just woke up about half an hour ago, got to the venue, and Kenny's been stressing setting up this stream.
Kenny's finished stressing.
Yeah.
What, you kept him up with shots all night, did you, Long?
Well, we got home quite late.
Mind you still owe me one from Albury.
Oh yeah, we'll get one at some stage soon.
About 3 o'clock at Albury last year, not in the Nationals, but at the Albury Cup. Long couldn't find his room, and my door happened to be open, so he slept on Chooka's blow-up mattress, which I don't think Long's ever been the same since.
Thanks to Chooka for relegating that to me. It's quite needed, and I blame Phil Morn for that, because not Phil Morn, Mick Norn, because he disappeared and didn't tell me which room we were staying in. I stayed out till about 2 a.m, stumbling home and not finding out where they all went to sleep and switch off their phones, which was nice of them. So it looks like Phil Morn got that one.
Yeah, finally. It was a bit scratchy from both of those guys. There was couple of occasions they had to really take control of the game, but look, I think Stubbsy he'll start coming into his own here. He's a class player. He's a world title holder.
So over here on the left screen, we've got Justin Allen, who's gone to represent Australia on a few occasions for Blackball, and Mark Curwood. You being Victorian, who do you favour in this contest here?
Look, I haven't met Justin before this. He's a Warrnambool guy and been playing.
Phil Morn.
Phil, He's a Warrnambool guy, so I actually hadn't met him prior to this. I've known Woody for a couple of years, not personally. I've actually got to know him pretty much the last 12, 18 months. He's been around for a long time. He's a very proud and passionate 8-ball player. So, but I believe Justin, and just from seeing Justin Allen, he's a very, very handy player. He's represented Australia before. And look, it's an interesting matchup. They're both of the same ilk. I was over there watching them a little bit earlier, and they're both joking around, and Matty Witten's trying to put Pommy off as much as he possibly can with with stories from trips. But yeah, look, Mark's really keen to get to Cyprus and represent Australia again. He's been fortunate that he's represented his country and his state with Matty. He's one of his sons. So I think Matty's the better player now. But look, it's anyone's game here. Mark looks like he's just about to even it up to go hill, which is good. That'll give him a lot of confidence.
I also wanted to thank you, Andy, because you came in, I think, got Victoria set up, or this particular Victorian squad set up in about 4 months before the tournament, 4 or 5 months before the tournament, and I've done well, the squad. And you guys have won. There's a lot of players in the last 16 in both the seniors, opens, ladies, masters, and the teams are doing well.
Yeah, look, it's it was a matter of it pretty much come away from the 8-ball nationals and the AGM there with after the sanction had been lifted and everything like that, and we had some players that had gone to nationals and represented Australia before, but it was literally just a put a hand up type of thing and to fill the numbers, and the opportunity came up. Actually, it didn't happen until pretty much end of October. End of October that you guys approached us, and I wanted to see my passion is the Q sports, and I wanted to see this really kick off. So we hastily got a date together in December to run some titles at Potters over in Dandenong. We had 46 starters, and we've gotten 5 men's and 1 ladies team out of it. So, and to be quite frank, I was extremely surprised with some of the calibre of some of the players that came along and played. Some dualist, multiple Victorian 8-ball representatives and multiple Australian 8-ball representatives wanted to give it a crack. They saw it as something new and different. They love the idea as far as world titles being held in different countries every year instead of just the same place. They seemed as even more playing field because of the tables that we're playing on a lot more consistent. I know I understand there's a little bit of difference between the Blackball tables and our 8-ball tables, but they're only subtle differences. And when you get the likes of Jake McCartney and unfortunately Peter Butterworth couldn't make it due to work commitments, but he's the current Australian captain.
Yeah.
Was really keen to play. The old stages like JR and Matty and Mark Curwood and a few others that put their hand up. It was really good, and I expect our numbers to, if they don't double next year, I'd be very, very surprised. And our ladies are doing very well too. We've got a couple of stalwarts there with Lyndall Element. Hi Lyndall, I know you're watching somewhere. She's been terrific. She's our skipper. And in her absence is Karen Winter, who's been a state and also Australian representative and team manager. And they're doing great. And we've got some girls that have never ever played nationals before.
I'll tell you what, on that point, I've been very impressed by young Sam Mullins. She's done pretty well in this tournament.
She's, I tell you what, I was watching her the other night, and the way that she walks around a table, you'd think that she'd been playing for 20 years.
Yeah.
She used to play, and then she gave up for a while, and she's really only picked up a cue in the last 18 months again. But the improvement in her game and tactics is exceptional, and it really bodes well with the sport. not just in Victoria, but she's come along here and she's taken out some big names. Taken out Australian title holders, and I mentioned to her the other night, and she said, "Well, I don't know who they're on. I'm just playing them."
Yeah.
Which is very, very refreshing. So she's going really well.
So the other ones I've been impressed with, in particular the ladies, is Crystal Morton from New South Wales. Christos, just be careful of the camera. Yeah, you just bumped it.
Queenslander bumping the camera.
Yeah. I was going to say Crystal Morton from New South Wales has been the other one I've been impressed with. Her stats have been pretty high on the charts as well, and same with Annie Essel from New South Wales, first time debutantes as well. Back to the match at hand. I think Phil's in a very good position with those 3 yellows lined up like that in the top rail. Just has to stun this against the cushion and get out, or is he going to go for middle?
Yeah, no, I think he's going to take this one in the bottom left. He's just looking to where he can get onto the middle and then bang the red and the black in this bottom right-hand corner, I'd say. So this should see Phil go to 2 up.
I'll have to ask him how he's doing rooming with me, because usually in these types of trips I room with John Murphy, who's a very humorous guy. But I snore a lot, as you know, when I stayed over at your flat. So it takes a strange types of characters to put up with me.
Well, I had no choice in the matter. I couldn't get rid of you. Well, I mean, Chooka bought you and Joel Younger and Emma Barbuto, and I can't remember who the other one was, but it just went from a party of 1 of me to a party of 6 and very late night. So it's not going to happen this year, I can assure you. No one going to be in my room.
Ooh, I thought it was just going to screw that back and play in the same pocket.
Yeah, that's what I was sort of looking at too when he started lining up that first red. But look, just goes to show that even the top line players can make mistakes and overcook them.
And same with Mark Curwood over there. So I just thought that was just pumped, gently guided in, and then you're basically on for the last 2 yellows. Hill, the pressure's really on.
Yeah, well, he certainly let Pommy back in, but Pommy's got a problem with this red on the side rail down the bottom left, and Phil's just missed the double. Now, what's Stubbsy going to do here? Is he going to try and extract a couple of those, or is he looking at a snooker?
He's probably going to try and bump the middle yellow out and snooker the cue ball behind the one closest to the left rail, I think.
Yeah, or actually no, he's going the right-hand one and going to kick the left one across. There you go. And he's left him in and not really done much with that top yellow.
It's an awkward-looking shot, though.
It is an awkward-looking shot. But again, by virtue of that yellow up the top there, obviously depending on where he leaves the white here now, Phil can... It's quite easy. It's gettable. If he misses it, Wayne's probably got a good run out.
Well, that was a very unlucky in-off there from Justin Allen. Mid-table screw right to the bottom right-hand corner pocket.
Yeah, Phil's more worried about where he's actually going to leave the white ball here than I think he is the pot. He was just checking out to see where that light ball was going to land and how... Oh,
Has he done?
That was a big shot. Oh,
he tried to DeMarcus, or did he just try to leave the white ball in an awkward position and promote the black?
No, actually, he's actually gone for the double. And Stubbsy, being the champion it is, just says, righto, Phil, you've given me a chance. Now I'm going to set you some tasks. This is going to be very, very crucial depending on which way he goes, because if he misses that black going over to the left-hand side, he's going to leave the other 2 yellows on the top. Any mistake here by Phil now, he's pretty much handed the frame to Stubbsy, I'd say. And I like this too, because as opposed to the 2-shot rule, he's actually got to go for it. He can't run that yellow up onto the black and kill it.
Oh, that's a
a
great
top shot.
attempt.
Oh, very, very lucky there.
Wow, is there a replay of that, Kenny?
2-0 to Phil, yep.
And go to ACT, I'm not biased or anything.
Come on, Stubbsy. Us Victorians hate anything north of the Murray. I must go easy when I'm saying that sort of thing, because I'm
Sitting
I've
amongst
got-
two ACT boys
Well,
here.
you're
so-
from Western Australia anyway, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, true. And I've switched my colours quite a fair bit.
Yes, I know.
Great.
Yeah, pretty much from day one since I was exposed to you, Lang. So it's Hill, yep. Yeah, pretty much from day one along, I've had question marks over you, and that was even before I met you. So
No, right. So there's 36 people watching at the moment. Everyone's still possibly waking up or working.
does everyone know who it is? Everyone will know Longs and that long, but
Did you guys want to come to the Hill last bit of that Hill one?
Yeah.
yep. All right, so we'll forget about the old men and go back to Justin and Mark.
Yeah, so that was a very good defensive play there from Justin Allen. So it's kind of left Mark in an awkward position because I can't get through to that yellow. It's probably just going to run the cue ball near the black so that Justin can't see any of the red balls or put him in an awkward position. It's inviting Justin to have a crack here.
Yes, yeah, he is. Throwing down the gauntlet, as you would say. So is he going to go for it? Looks like he is. And he's made that nicely. Does he actually go for this, or because he could actually pull
He's
himself
probably going to lay it up, I think.
Yeah, I'd say lay it up because he's possibly going to snooker himself onto that bottom left. Oh no, he's
Yeah,
played
Scott.
that beautifully.
Great.
Have a look at the different style. Stubbsy's right over the cue, whereas Justin's very upright, and the cue's probably about 6 inches from his chin. He's played that beautifully. Yeah. Yeah, well done, J.A. Well done, Pommy. Mark will be very, very disappointed with that. Hopefully he goes out with some revenge into the round robin games and takes some scalps.
Well, that's a good win from Justin because Mark has made the Victorian 8-ball team outright, whereas Pommy, I think, is just kind of come in from the Blackball pool scene. Like most original Blackball players, former expat English journeyman to Australia.
Yeah.
So on the other match, Swain on reds or yellows. He's getting bridge, I guess he must be on reds. Haven't paid much attention to that table. I should now because it's an AC guy playing and I am from that region.
You're from Perth. You're a property owner in Perth. Have you rented that squalor out yet, or?
Yeah, apparently a couple of uni girls have offered to take it up. So once I get back from this tournament here, I'll sort that mess out.
A couple of uni girls. You're not going to go over and do some inspections, are you?
No, you'll get paid one inspection a year, so use it.
Oh, that's right.
He hit that yellow with the bridge, I think.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
he did.
Gee,
thought
very
so.
unlike Stubbsy.
He's been a bit out of sorts at this tournament. It's not been hitting the ball as crisp as I seen him last year when he won the Open singles.
Right, so is Phil actually going to go for it here? He's 2-zip up. He's got an opportunity to play this yellow and then spread those ones down the bottom.
Yeah, that's not a bad use of a free hit, except that's an unlucky result with those two landing together, and that made it a little bit awkward than you want.
Yeah, well, he could have gone on with that. I'd say he's going to play the snooker again here.
Yeah, cue ball behind it too. Although he's left Stubbsy and easy out here, he can go off the rail and clip the red. Phil's one of these veteran players where it's always safety first unless he can absolutely run the rack out with one shot.
He's saying he's boring?
Probably.
Probably, yeah. Look,
By implication, yes, I
there
guess.
are some that do mess around like that. Tend to slow things down a little bit. Just a slightly different tack. I see. I haven't seen today's results, but from the Welsh Open, that Robbo was. He's made 147 break the other night, and then followed it up with 100 to get through to the round of 16 in the snooker.
Mm-hmm. Nicely played here by Phil. He's got an opportunity to go out. It's
He
just
does,
how he
yeah.
lands on these two yellows, whether he takes it to the top or try for the middle, I guess.
Yeah, no,
That's going the other way, is it?
Yeah, look, you're looking at coming back down between the two reds. So just play this with some stun, bottom, run up, sit outside that middle right caution. Oh, he's actually not got that right. He didn't play it firm enough with enough bottom to get it around. At least he's broken those two up, but it doesn't really give him.
I think
the
his saving
opportunity to go
grace
out.
is he can actually pot the yellow to the middle by
off
looks
the
like,
black,
and
yeah.
go top pocket and come back for the left middle again.
Mm.
That's his easiest transition, was going the other way, the top corner first.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure whether I'd be looking at that because his white ball control, he hasn't been putting it terribly close to the spot. He's been overcooking it quite a fair bit. Unless he takes this and then the ball that's near the black spot into that bottom left-hand corner, yellow, that other last yellow into the middle. So he's overcooked that again. Where's this finished?
I was going to say, it's landed a bit short of where he wants me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so his ball position's really off.
It's going to be really awkward to get the cube or anywhere near where he wants unless he comes.
Yeah, he can probably play a lot of bottom. Oh no, he's going to the bottom right, bottom left corner.
Yeah, that's a better line if you're trying to pot to the middle left.
Yeah, but he's going to lose a lot of control over it. It's a big cut. Whereas the other way, if he actually cuts it to the bottom right, and then with some bottom, he can actually then come off the red. Yeah, he's going that way. So he should actually cannon into the red, which he tried to do.
That's going to
Missed
go
it
underneath
totally. And happy birthday, Wayne. Unless Phil gets this balk line of the yellow and only just on it, you'd have to say that Wayne would be out here, because if he hits this yellow full on, then Wayne should actually clean up. That's my prediction anyway. And I've got another prediction too. I reckon there's going to be a lot of marriage proposals today.
Really?
Because it's Thursday.
Oh, it's Valentine's Day tonight.
Yep. Oh, that's a double whammy.
Skying off and giving away the free hint.
What's Valentine's Day?
Some day where you give flowers to girls or something like that.
Really? That should be every day for the ladies.
Oh, Stubbsy's landed awkwardly after using the free hit.
Very much so. Should have played that with a lot more pace. But anyway, he's a world champion. We're not.
It's still alright from here because it looks like in fine cut and cannon, and the cue ball is still laying out to pot. I think Solid's match is next on the
Who are you playing?
streaming.
What's going on?
That table's back on. Second table's back on.
It's back on.
Yep.
Just starting now.
Jamie's one up.
Yeah, they move tables and say, can we put them on?
Yeah.
It's Jamie Stevens.
Matt
I'll write it down for you.
Need to know the rounds, who they are.
Sorry, guys. I'll just write another match.
Okay, so Jamie Stevens is just he can't hog the microphone, so he's hogging the camera. So I'm giving you the opportunity to look away now, ladies and gentlemen.
What is it? Top 32.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, 16.
No, still 16.
Oh, 16 of the opens.
Right, we're just getting things organised in the back here. Stubbsy is look like he's picked up a gear. He's made that plant that you were talking about long. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
And he's now on the black to make it
There you go, Ken. That's the
competition.
car.
Thank you. Where is it? Andy Stevens, Matt Whitten.
Witten.
Matt Whitten.
Okay.
Yeah. So Matt Whitten and Jamie Stevens. Jamie's one up.
1-0.
Yep.
1-0.
Oh, I thought it said 1-1.
Seniors last 16 race to 5. Thank you.
So Stubbsy's 2-1.
Yep. So Stubbsy's just picked that one up. So he goes to 2-1, and his break.
I'll just quickly check with Stevens what the actual score is. So
And what it is.
Yeah.
I need to know, and what the race is.
solid. Is it 1-1? Okay, yeah. So you heard it right. It's 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah, it's too solid. He just wants to get on the TV.
Yeah. Well, part of his contract this year was that he was banned from the microphone. So
He was banned from the microphone.
yeah, I banned him.
Why is that?
I'll leave it 2-0 for the moment until I fix this up.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard him, haven't you, Jamie?
They have to give me a heads up.
Just bear with us on the score update. It's actually 2-1 to Phil Moore now with Stubbsy getting it. So got a nice break, I think. All the balls are out.
Yeah, reasonably good break.
It's going to go Red's middle left.
Oh yes, that's a lovely shot, and it's putting back onto this red down the bottom. Got the top covered.
Gets this pot. It's basically out. Yep.
Oh yeah, this is vintage Stubbsy. I don't think he's been playing very conservatively in the first 3 frames, and I think he's a little bit over it.
Okay, so David Rothwell's just joined. I'm going to vacate my voice and hand it over to Roffy, because I think most of the people around the country didn't really want to hear me talk again. So I'll leave you, Andy, with David Roth, one of the best players in the country from South Australia. So welcome, Roffy.
You're a lovely voice, man.
Yeah, we like South Australians from Victoria because it's not they're not north of the Murray. And I'm just going to formally introduce myself here to Dave.
No worries, bud. I'm David.
I'm Andy.
Nice to meet you, mate.
You too.
How's the pool going so far?
I haven't lifted a cue in anger. I'm just looking after all of these Victorian people, so that's my job.
Nice.
I'm hoping to get a match or get a partner for Scotch doubles tonight.
Yep.
But haven't got any takers yet, so
I just wish someone a happy Valentine's Day, and
Move them away, or I'll get Mark to move them away from that tripod.
should be a pretty fun event tonight if you can get a gig.
yeah. Look, I wouldn't mind. To be honest, I've only ever played Blackball 3 times.
Yeah, he needs to, or I'll move him.
And look, I love it. It's you don't get tied up with dinky little shots and snookers and foul snookers and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot more open.
Definitely.
It still encourages the players that can pot to pot and not really have to worry about the difference in the rules.
Yeah.
But
you do find that when someone does miss late in the out, that they've got like a far less chance of getting back into the game than compared with like 2-shot rules.
Oh yeah.
It's a far more aggressive and like enter games and changeovers and stuff.
With our trials this year, we had a top 18 that come in after the round, after the tables events, and everyone played 2 frames each.
Yep.
And that commenced at around about midday, and we actually had every player play everyone twice, and the whole thing sorted by 6:30, 6.5 hours.
Yeah, right. That's not bad.
The time that it took was probably 50% less than what it would have in two shot, which was really good. So, but yeah, it's a very, very good. You can be attacking. You need to have that little bit more guile about you, particularly with your free shot.
Yeah.
Because that can make or break you.
Yeah.
I just saw a couple of instances with Phil and Wayne there before that. Phil had a couple of free shots, and even Stubbsy, and it didn't work out for them, and it put them behind the 8-ball again. So it actually brought the opponent back into the game. So your preference, 8-ball or 2-shot, or this?
Oh, definitely this.
Definitely this.
Yeah. And I like I'm an impatient person in general, so having like if I see a shot where I can kind of like advance the game, I will like definitely take it. And so like with something like 2-shot pool, I'm not a fan of if someone rolls a ball over the pocket, I don't want to kind of just play tit for tat. I'd rather just pot it and see if they win.
Yeah.
And similarly with this, like I like the ability to be able to play a shot which then allows you to just take control immediately. That's the beauty about this game, or even like the Supreme rules as well. It's got a similar kind of rule where if say someone rolls a ball down the rail and sets it up, you can actually just hit your ball, pot their ball. You don't have to pot your own, and it's only a turnover. It's not a foul.
Right.
So it's got a bit of Americanized rules in it, but it punishes people for missing.
Yeah, but it also punishes people for playing the tactics as well, with actually covering a pocket too, which in itself it's a skill. If you can jam your ball right into the middle of a pocket, and there's no way known that they're not going to be able to get their ball out without potting it, I'm not real comfortable with that bit.
Yeah.
Whereas this one here, a skill shot, you can actually pot your ball and their ball off the same shot, which is in itself is a skill shot.
Yeah.
And I prefer that. And sometimes it works by accident, but there's a lot of times, as you know yourself, that you can set it up quite easily to do that.
Yeah. So who's on? So we got Phil on yellows?
Yeah, Phil's on yellows, yep.
So it looks like he's just played a free ball where he's just killed the red.
Killed the red and actually given him some...
Yeah, he's basically just give yourself insurance. That's what you'll see a lot of people do actually. Like if the red's over the hole and you get a free ball, they'll actually like jam the red out and then go along their business.
Whereas this case here, the red was actually up on top of the yellows and didn't give him a good track to those 2 yellows that were on the right-hand side, so he's kicked it out. But he's... well, boy, both these guys are... where they're finishing up is all over the shop.
Yeah.
Phil's white ball control has actually got himself into trouble and let Stubbsy back in, but...
yeah, you can't afford to do that against the caliber of Stubbsy either.
No.
You'll only get a certain amount of chances.
And Phil's just seems to be overplaying them. He didn't need to hit it that hard. All he needed to do was just run it in. He still had safe passage onto a couple of the other balls, and really Stubbsy wouldn't have had a shot on the red. So
yeah.
On the other table, Jamie Stevens played across the table to try and put the yellow in there. Missed it.
Yeah, Jamie actually played a good shot.
See that bump again? Could you let me know if you see a bump? You see the table move?
Yeah.
I'll deal with it.
Okay. We've got Queenslanders smashing the one of the cameras around. So if you see bumping there, there's going to be there's going to be police called.
So did Stubbsy go cross table then?
Yeah, Stubbsy went across
Yep.
the table, missed it, so Phil's got a couple of options here.
Yep. So I would probably take
The
ball
one
in hand. I would consider half balling the black over to the middle on my first shot and putting and getting the white over to the side rail to then play this ball.
Yeah, but the way that Phil's been playing, he's just not playing strong enough to play those touch shots and not give him.
Yeah.
Like that's good for him now that it's gone in. The black's still fairly potable if he can. Depends on which way he goes. If he takes this one in the middle to the bottom left, and then the one at the bottom right, then the one that's out near the black spot up into the middle.
Yeah.
And then follow through. That should leave him a fairly easy shot onto the black.
Yeah. The issue he has is the white's travelling away from the yellow he wants to pot now. So he basically just has to roll the yellow in the bottom right in and then just take his shot in the yellow in the middle.
Yeah.
Just to not disturb the red too much.
And that's the problem that he's been playing today. He's that shot there. He probably could have played a little bit firmer and with some bottom or side to finish straight onto the one on the bottom right.
Yeah.
And so then it's a natural progression on the way through. But
Yeah.
his white ball control just isn't there today. So I don't know. He cleaned his glasses.
So we'll just play this dead weight.
Oh, that still leaves him awkward.
Interesting. I wonder if he actually tried to he probably tried to screw substantially back and then play the yellow in the right middle.
He's left himself very, very awkward. And as I always say, if you can see it, you can pot it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you do have a free crack at this because the red is on the rail, but the issue is that if you miss it, then Stubbsy's just going to bang the red out into a potable position, and then you have to pot your ball to get onto the black. This is actually, it's close to winning off if he plays it in the middle, so looks like he's just going to cut it to the top right.
Top right, yeah. Actually, he made a very huge cut to the top right
Jeez,
before.
that's a great shot.
The one before, he probably had another 15, 20 degrees on it. It was
Yeah, right.
massive.
1-0 to 2-0 for Chooka?
One.
This is the first frame since I 1-0 up.
Jamie.
Jamie sitting on the black there nicely. Let's go back to this.
So Phil probably has to take the double on.
Or is he going to go safe, face cut double the black out into the middle and leave the white ball down there?
Yeah.
And snooker. Yeah. Phil, it just doesn't seem that Phil's playing confidently enough to take those shots on at the moment.
Yeah. That's a good shot by
That's a good shot by Stubbsy.
And that was always going to happen. Like, you have to, like, if you had a crack at the black and, like, try to get it closer to the top right pocket, Stubbsy just can't bang his red out like that.
No, that's right. He should have given him something difficult to do, but
Yeah. So now you have to either fully commit to potting this black or just half balling it, putting the white in the back rail. I think he's going to have a crack.
he's got to go for it.
Yeah.
And that's just cost you the frame, Phil.
Yeah.
He seems to be playing them too hard. All he needs to do is roll that up with some top. If he misses, at least he leaves the white ball up on the top cushion and makes it a lot more difficult for Stubbsy.
I think he's concerned. Like the tables are kind of deceivingly a bit slow. Like they're quite responsive, but then the ball just kind of pulls up really quickly. So I think he'd give it a bit just to make sure the white goes down. Well, it's 2-2.
Well, look, that's two frames that Phil's let Stubbsy back into. Phil should be 4-zip up, pretty much. He's just not playing with confidence that I've actually seen him play before. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to explain to Stubbsy what he was trying to do, and it's like, Phil, it didn't happen.
Yeah, get over it.
And Stubbsy's going, thanks, mate. I'm your Valentine for the day.
Yeah.
Where's my flowers? You just give me a box of chocolates.
You want to play Scotch doubles with me?
Oh, is that an invitation? I'll play with you, Dave.
Nah, my Valentine is Jamie Stevens.
Oh,
He asked me like within 5 minutes of turning up. He's like, Roth, you wanna play Scotchies? And I did not. I wasn't interested in playing. And I've just looked down and gone, yeah, all right. So,
he would have bagged you.
yeah,
He would have. He would
he
have
can't say no.
He would have slammed you for knocking him back.
He would have gone on Facebook and mentioned that he got rejected.
It would have been a very interesting commentation on your next match that he did.
Yes,
He's Rothy. He burnt me.
he's
no
he
good.
stood me up.
Yes. So just a reminder with our pool stat that's got all the scores. Our sponsors, you can see their custom cues, Cue-Ball TZ, Aramis, Strachan, and we've got All-Star Pool Tables, and to our host Georgia and the staff at Bar 8 here. Look, it's a great setup for this.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Strawn, Mitchell and Aramis, Bar 8. Yep. So the minor sponsors are Pool Stat, All-Star Pool Tables, Custom Q, Zach's custom. Zach's actually down yesterday, today and tomorrow, so
Yeah, nice.
anyone who wants to come over and see some pool and have a look at his cues, I've never seen one before, but apparently they're a quality cue. JR with his tables, and of course Kenny and the ACT boys with the telecast.
If you want to see a replay, just give me within a minute of the replay, or 30 seconds, let me know and I can pause a replay and you can watch it. Everyone can watch it slower if you need to do.
So what's on your program for the rest of the year, you Aubrey?
No, I'm going to, if I can get time off work, I'll go to Big Guns. And then hopefully Cyprus. I'd love to go to the like the World Blackball Nations Cup or whatever it's called. It'll be, I've heard like very positive feedback about the world titles.
Well, it's a big incentive for people to start picking up a cue and playing it this year, because we've got the world titles in Australia next year. So
Yeah.
which is great. And that's another thing too with this game, is that they're sharing the titles around as opposed to having them in one place. And I believe next year they've already got, because it's being held in Australia, that there's going to be more representation from the Pacific Rim. So could be New Zealand, maybe even some of the Pacific Islands.
Well, if it's a time to promote blackball in our region, like especially in Oceania, like now's the perfect time.
And one of the things too, and this is where anyone that's got any connections that can get in contact with Mark Cottingham, is any local press that we can get involved, TV, radio, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Because that's something that's severely lacking, and that's part of my passion, is to try and get exposure through that media. Because we've got enormous talent in the world. We've got world champions here, and the general people don't know.
No, you can walk down the street and Jake could be walking down the street, and no one would know that he's been part of a world-class team.
Exactly. You know, Mick Skerry and Justin Sage and those sorts of guys that have competed and been very successful on world stages.
Yeah.
The only Australian that's known throughout the world is Neil Robertson.
Yeah.
And he is a god.
Yeah.
You go anywhere in Asia, I mean, you just mention Neil Robertson and they just they're in awe. Right? They
I
are.
love him.
I've had the opportunity of being in Singapore and Thailand and on a pool table, and that's the only person in the Australian that they know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. A lot of the Americans know Sean Budd.
Right.
Just for, I think Sean did really well in like one of the American 8 and 9 ball tournaments.
Yeah.
I think he might have won the like the Masters division.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, everyone asks about him whenever you go to Vegas.
Do you know him?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I guess the only other one that, apart from, Eddie Charlton, then you had the Wild Child, Quentin Hahn.
Yeah.
I mean,
Back in the day.
Yeah, he was chopping everything up, and I'm not talking only just on the table, but everywhere else. So he had a reputation for good, bad, and indifferent. But people still remember him.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, a country this size, we just don't recognise enough of our Australian and world title holders.
Yeah, it's just a game you play in pubs more than anything.
Well, that's the whole stigma of it.
Yeah.
Is that it's a pub game.
Yeah.
But then you look at nine ball. I mean, that's a huge following. Oh, Stubbsy out of turn. He's knocked the black in the middle out of turn. Stubbsy did. So Phil Morton goes 3-2 up. He was actually trying to squeeze that inside it, and he's got the double kiss. So if you can replay that one.
Oh, we've got the replay.
We'll get Kenny working overtime here. Getting him organised. Get him earning his money for the week.
Yeah.
But actually, it was good with the Nationals. I'd actually contacted two of the TV stations about 2 months before the Albury.
Yep.
And got back from one, and we ended up doing. There was the two TV stations up there, and I believe 2 of the local papers as well.
Yep.
We got coverage at Albury. So, and I know for a fact that both the TV stations are going to be back there for the Nationals for the next 2 years, because it's a fairly big thing. But that was good coverage. We had some player interviews, and so we had 2 time slots on 2 lots of news for the 2 stations. So there was 4 of them all up, which was great.
And that's the stuff we gotta keep doing. Like our media fronts kind of a bit non-existent at times, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just something that you work on if you get the right person involved.
Mm. Look, I'd actually contacted SEN because they're the sports station in Melbourne, and they talk about obscure sports from overseas, but then we have I'll have a hot chocolate, thanks. Long's just
Long's ordering
waitress.
non-alcoholic drinks.
He's being waitress for us. That's nice. But
Long's good value. I like him.
Yeah. But I'd actually contacted SEN and said, oh look, there's national titles coming up and everything like that, and they said, oh, how much do you want to pay us? And I said, huh? yeah, for us to have a spot, and because I actually just wanted a sort of a
just a mention,
just a 5-minute, very quick interview just before it, and they wanted to actually charge us for it. So Craig Hutchinson, if anyone knows him, tell him to stop taking helicopter rides and start promoting more support of local sport. We had to buy the company because Channel 9 wouldn't keep him. So, but anyway, sorry, David.
It's all good. So Matt Whitten, I believe, that's a pretty good player.
He is. He's a very good player. He
knocked off one of our guys, Sarvan.
Yeah, I saw he beat Sarvan 5-3, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Mate, it was funny.
Played pretty solid.
Yeah. Maddie actually missed out on our original squad in the first 4 teams.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he had a mare of a day.
Yeah,
and,
right.
Yeah, he missed out, and we then got invited to put a 5th one in. So he got a spot in there.
In.
So
Nice.
yeah, and he's been playing very well. He's up there in the stats too. So, and he's just missed an easy black and left it pretty safe for solid.
These pockets are like comparing like South Australia with Victorian tables. Like across the board, Victorian tables seem to be like have smaller pockets. So I've noticed like it's a pretty big adjustment period for us when we come over because we just normally just smash stuff in. But notice like Victorians are a lot more defensive, and I never really understood until like going to Geelong, coming here as well. That is just because you're forced to. You realistically can't go game quite often because you've always got balls down the rail and you can't whack them in.
These tables, the history with these tables, these used to be at the pool room in Fentry Gully.
Right.
Did you ever play there at all?
Oh, I've been there once. Yeah.
So when that closed down and Georgia was starting up here, and even all of the boards around the venue were there as well.
Oh,
so
yeah, right.
Literally all the tables and half of the interiors come from the pool room.
Yep.
And I played these pool room was in my local area, so I was playing there a fair bit, and we used to have our finals there for league and everything.
Yep.
And so these are all Alcock's tables now. They've been slightly adjusted over the years. JR does all the work on these now, so reclothing them and re-rubbering them, so they're all been re-rubbered to the Australian templates.
Nice.
So these tables actually used to be a little bit more generous before they came here and started doing all of that.
Yep.
So it's good for Georgia because what she can do is she can play Australian sanctioned events like this, particularly with the 8-ball, because the pockets do conform. So and I heard one of the Queensland players on the first day actually said, "Look, geez, these pockets are tight."
Yeah.
So see what Matty does here. Big double up down the bottom left.
I think I may have elected to hit that about 50 times harder.
Yeah. Because the way that was tracking, that was actually going to go down maybe even inside the yellow down the bottom.
Yeah.
But
it's tough to win from there unless you even if you put the black on the side rail or something there, Jamie's just going to lay up again.
Yeah.
Until you nudge the black out enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think personally, like I prefer more generous pockets, obviously, because it opens up the game. But I think for viewership as well, it's good to be able to see kind of games flow from one to the other instead of getting a bit bogged down from a lot of safety battles.
Yeah, but it can also be boring too sometimes when you get someone that's master breaking all the time. And this is one of the things with the Chinese 9-ball that Justin and James went over and played.
Yeah.
You know, winner breaks.
Oh yeah. It's a bit tough.
I don't get it because.
So winner breaks if it was a one on the spot.
Yes.
Yeah. If it was winner break, like one on the spot or 9 on the spot, I can't remember. But one on the spot with winner breaks is just it can be very boring. Yeah. At least 9 on the spot, you have to smash the balls.
Yeah, and that actually played against them. They played the better pool that day. The match that they got beaten by the Chinese won.